How? Now let's see number 12 exercise. It is a little bit different. What is the first negative term for this arithmetic progression? I'm just going to start. It starts like this. First term, second, third, and it continues. Now, I want to know what is the first negative term, and what is it? Is it going to be number 50, number 70? I want to know the position and also the value of this term. How would you do it? Well, we just have the beginning of our sequence. Now we are going to have to calculate. The first thing we have to do is to get the common difference, and I'm not going to say it's very easy. And having the common difference, then you're going to use some formula, and you are going to have to think over this formula. So the first negative term, it is just pop out from this formula. How can you make a negative term, the first one, pop out from that formula? Now think for a minute and then we come back. The first thing you have to do, okay, assuming you already had your time, the first thing, let's put the general formula. AN is going to be A1 plus n minus 1 times D. We know that D, and please, D can be positive or negative. In this case, D is going to be what? It is going to be the second term minus the first term. This is going to be 697 minus 703, and that is going to give us minus 6. Okay, so this is D. Well, we know D. We also know A1. So most of the things are known here. Let's continue. AN is going to be 703 plus n minus 1 times D, but D, it is minus 6. Let's make it a little better. 703. I'm going to put first the plus 6 in here, right? Because minus 1 times minus 6, it is a plus 6. Plus 6. Now, n times minus 6 is going to be minus 6n. From here, we get that AN, it is going to be 709 minus 6n. Now, let's think for a minute. What do we have in here? We have an expression for AN. Okay, and we want to know the first negative term. Well, this negative term, it is going to be some AN, A sub n, right? Therefore, what we actually want in here, it is this. We just want this term to be negative. That's what we are looking for, isn't it? So let's do it. 709 minus 6n must be negative. When is it going to be negative? Well, I'm just going to put this term to the right. 709 smaller than 6n. Now I am going to divide by 6. okay, and 709 divided by 6. Well, one thing I already know, it is not going to be divisible, okay? I mean, it is, but we are not going to have an integer. Why? Because to be divisible by 6, it must be divisible by 2 and 3, meaning it should be an even number, and the sum of all those numbers, those figures, should be a multiple of 3. Well, first, this is not divisible by 3 because 7 plus 9, it is 16, and 16 is not a multiple of 3. And 709 ends with an odd number, and odd numbers are not divisible by 6 anyway. So, but doesn't matter. Let's just perform this calculation in here, and this is going to give us exactly, let's put in here, this division is like this: 118.17, and this is smaller than n. So n must be bigger than 18.17. What does that mean? It means that if we have n equals n sub, okay, n sub 118, this is going to yield what? For this to be negative, n must be bigger than 118.2. If we are at n 118, we are not, this is not bigger than that. It means that we are going to have a positive term. But if now n 119, now we are going to have a negative term. And why is that? Well, because up to 118.17, until we get this one, we are going to have a positive one. Okay, so until 118, we're going to have a positive term. And if we just go higher than this, meaning 118.5, 118.7, 118.92, or 118.18, all those are going to be negative. But the problem is we don't have the term denominated as like the term 118.72. It doesn't have this. We have 118, we have 119, we have 120. Okay, so the first negative term, it is going to be 119. So that is what we are looking for. And now let's just see what is going to be that negative term, because I don't want only the number of the term, the position, I also want to know what is this term. Now it's going to be a 119 is going to be a1, just applying this formula, 703 plus 119 minus 1 times minus 6. Okay, and this is going to be what? 703. This is going to be 118, okay, times minus 6. This is going to be minus 708, and this is going to be indeed minus 5. Is this the first negative term? Yes, it is. But how can I know if I don't know the term 118? Well, because if we are following 6 after each term, if 119 it is minus 5, so a 118 must be 1, right? I'm not going to do the math because there is no need. It gotta be just 1. Why? Because 1 apply a minus 6, we're going to get a minus 5. Okay, so the term 119, it is going to be minus 5, and this is going to be our answer. Okay.